Здравствуйте. Меня зовут Миша, и мне очень приятно быть здесь. Но я говорю не очень хорошо по-русски, so the rest of my presentation will be in English today. I hope most of you have a translator or are fluent. A little bit more about why I'm here talking to you. I've done the big company thing. I've done the small company startup thing. I've done the slides aren't behaving properly thing. Let's try this one more time. Here we go. All right, I've done the big company thing, the small company thing, and right now I've got the best job ever. I get to fly around the world and talk to developers about what we've learned in the Amazon Appstore is and isn't working. We've got about 750,000 games in the store, and we learn a lot by watching how they do and don't perform. And so that's what I get to share with you guys today. Now, when it comes to building your product page for an app store, it's really important that you get it right. About half of all of your downloads are not going to come from paid traffic. They're going to be organic source downloads. They're going to come because someone searches for or runs across your product page. Now, it's hard to get traffic. It's hard to get downloads, particularly as an indie. I get that. And sometimes people try things that aren't really a good idea. So I thought I'd kind of cover that before I get to a lot of the numbers that we gathered. The first thing that people do is they try to look exactly like a more popular app. For example, Minecraft. I've seen people submit big city building games or block building games called Minecraft. Okay, really? Really? That's not going to work. They're going to send a cease and desist order, and we're going to have to pull your app down. We do that more than once. We're probably going to pull your developer account. Don't do that. So if you can't look exactly like someone else, maybe you can pretend that a celebrity really likes you. For example, Match 3 games. The actress who played Hermione Granger, what was her name? I'm sorry? Emma Watson, that's right. So it's said that Emma Watson is a big Match 3 game fan, but it doesn't mean that she likes your Match 3 game. So you can't put Emma Watson up on your product page and say that she's a fan of your game. You can't do that. So if you can't look like someone else or claim to be loved by someone popular, maybe you're going to have to pay people to get that elusive, first couple 5-star reviews. Now, okay, the picture's a little misleading. Nobody actually pays cash anymore. But people do hand out packages of in-app purchase items, or they hand out treasure chests for people who will give good reviews. That's not okay either. And when we catch people doing that, we pull the app from the store, because bribing people to give you good reviews isn't the right thing to do. Okay, so if you can't pay people for reviews, well, you guys are developers, right? How hard would it be to build a bot to go out there and actually submit reviews? That's easy, right? It's actually probably easier than writing a really popular game in some cases. I remember we were doing a weekly review on our team, and we found that, God, what was it? One game got 750 5-star reviews from the same IP address in about 0.8 of a second. Really? Really? Come on. Okay, we know those aren't real, and we're pulling those, and we tried to chat with a developer about programming his own reviews. So all of those things are really, really bad ideas. Now, I get the problem is we need additional downloads, but the way that you drive the downloads from organic views on your page is by showcasing value to your customers. And what I'm going to show you is how other companies, other games in our store have chosen to showcase their unique value. Because even if your game is a freemium game, you still need to answer one really important question. And that question is it worth it? Even if the game is free, the customer still has to decide if it's worth it. There are how many freemium games does iTunes have? Over 1 million at this point? Probably close to that. How many of them have you downloaded? Not even close to 1 million, right? Because most of them haven't proven that they're worth your time or your effort. So you still need to do that. You still need to prove that your games are worth the time and effort. And this is where we actually found what kind of changes make a really big difference in showcasing that value on the product page. The first thing is the name. Having a name that is unique or different or evocative of the game that you're playing is really important. For example, Angry Birds. Well, you've got these birds that are really angry at pigs. It actually works. And when they make subsequent games, they keep the Angry Birds franchise name in the title and they keep going. In the United States, there is a real estate application called Zillow. What? Zillow. It sounds like pillow, but with a Z instead. Okay, that's a silly name, but you remember it. Kind of like Google. You remember it. And so that is something that's easy to remember, as opposed to if I'm going to talk about an elastic wound closure device, you're going to think, what the heck? A bandage. Right? Everybody knows a bandage is a bandage. But if you name it elastic wound closure device, nobody gets it. Picking the right name will get you a 22% increase in conversions on your product page. That's a big deal. So after you get the name right, it's really important to get the icon right. And this varies a little bit from store to store, but we've seen somewhere between an 8 and a 17% lift on just getting an icon that makes your studio look professional. I have a little bit of experience with this myself, and I'd like to share that with you in a quick experiment. So actually, this is going to be fun. This is audience participation time. I'm going to show you 8 icons, and I'm going to ask you really quickly which one is professional, which one is kind of garage band. You guys ready? Yeah, all right, here we go. Top left, professional, hands. Okay, next one, professional. Okay, third one in, professional? Nope. How about the last one on the top? Okay, how about bottom left? Okay, how about next one over? Okay, how about the one with the little family? Okay, and then over here. All right, let me tell you, I'll give you the answer. The answer is, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter at all which one is and isn't professional, because each one of you made up your minds without ever seeing the app or the game. I'll give you a really scary answer, though. You see the one with the green family there? Fortune 500 bank in the United States. Okay, just because you have a lot of money doesn't mean you can't be stupid, okay? They seriously, they shouldn't have let their developer write the icon. They should have actually had a professional do the icon. Now, it's easy to make that mistake, right? Particularly if you're an indie. And I actually made that mistake too, because 2 of these icons are actually mine, both of those. So actually, I'm much better at writing code than I am at art. So the top one was the one that I came up with. Not very effective. The bottom one is something that I had created for me by a designer that actually knew what she was doing. And fortunately, I was able to measure the results, and I'd like to share that with you. So I have a simple quotes trivia game. And I've got 2 versions of the game. The same code base, guys. Exactly the same code base. The question database is a little bit different, but the code base itself is identical between these 2 games. One of them was named Freedom Quotes, and the other one I actually changed the name to Founding Father Quotes. Now, Freedom Quotes, what the heck is that? Nobody knows, right? And so I'm getting maybe 10 to 12 unique users per day. But when I changed the name of the other one to Founding Fathers Quotes, I'm actually getting around 50, 55 unique users per day. I did a Facebook promotion. I did the same promotion for each game. The one with a better name got a bit of a lift, but then it came back down to pretty much nothing. Well, hey, maybe that was Facebook. So I tried Twitter. Twitter didn't work a lot better. As a matter of fact, Twitter was actually a little worse. Then I did this. And I went from this icon to that icon. I didn't do anything else. That's all I did, was change the icon of that one game. I didn't make any code changes, but look, I'm at about 150 unique users per day after I changed the icon. And imagine how much easier it was for me to change the icon than actually try to make code changes. Okay, well, I'm excited by this. So I did another Facebook campaign. And the Facebook campaign did really, really well. Okay, I didn't actually spend the money on the other game at this point because, well, it's just kind of lost to me now. But I did it on Founding Fathers quotes. And after the Facebook campaign was over, I'm back down to about 275 unique users per day. And it's the same code base that's over there on the left-hand side of the chart. All I did was improve my marketing. And that was easy. So I'm not going to promise that you're going to get the same results. Trust the numbers in the presentation more than my individual app, but it can make a really big difference. All right, after that, it turns out that having the right screenshots also makes a really big difference. And having good screenshots can make a 35% increase in conversion when people land on your page. And what's a good screenshot? What is an optimized screenshot? An optimized screenshot shows what is unique about your game and why your game is going to be more fun than any of the others in the same category. Okay, I do a lot of game judging every year, and I can't tell you how many match 3 games I see every year. It's insane. But when I see a really good match 3 game that has something different, and I look at their product page, and they've just got a picture of like a whole bunch of gems, how is that game any different than any of the other match 3 games out there? What they need to do is show a picture of the whole game board rotating 90 degrees and all the gems falling into a new position. That's unique, and that's what optimized means. Optimized also means explaining to the user what's going on. You don't need to leave a screenshot alone. You can annotate a screenshot so that you can tell the user what you want them to see. Tell the user why this screenshot is important to them, and it'll be really effective, and you'll find that those screenshots end up working harder for you when you tell users what to think about them. In some cases, it's a unique part of the gameplay. In some cases, it's actually something that's really beautiful about the game. In Hearthstone, the cards are really kind of cool. So here's a screenshot highlighting how cool the cards are. And it also kind of highlights how cool Hearthstone is, because, I mean, you've got Leroy Jenkins in the middle. And anyone who remembers the World of Warcraft YouTube video with Leroy Jenkins, man, okay, they get it. These people understand gaming. I like these people already. And so that's an optimized screenshot. Adding a video, any video at all, is going to increase conversion on your app's page by up to 35%. Okay, and when I say any video, I mean within certain boundaries. Nobody wants a video of your login screen. I'm sorry, it may have taken you a while, but it's not that interesting. Nobody wants a video of, the menu page. And I remember we were working with a developer, and he had this amazing video. It was this beautiful cinematographic trailer. And after the trailer was over, we sat around scratching our heads. Where's the game? I mean, I don't play trailers. I actually play the game. So show me something that I'm actually going to interact with. And it doesn't have to be hard, guys. It can be as simple as this. I mean, you get what the game is. And this wasn't hard. Do you guys? How many of you guys are developers? And how many of you guys know how to use ADB Bridge? Yeah, okay. So it's really easy. Just use any of the screen capture stuff out there. ADB has one built in. You can capture any number of seconds of video and then just download the file and upload it to any of the big stores. Amazon, Apple's, Google's, doesn't matter. But that's going to help you get more conversions. It's just showing the customer what your game looks like while it's being played. Now, you can also optimize a video. And optimizing a video adds another 22% lift, and it's really cool. I'm going to show you one of my favorite optimized videos. There are lots of top-down dungeon crawlers in the Diablo style. I mean, you guys probably know a whole bunch of them. So here's one more. But they're going to show you why this one is different and better. That's cool. Okay, I don't just select a spell from inventory. I've got to draw the spell on the screen like I'm actually casting a spell. That's unique. That makes it different than all of the other games in this category when they release this game. That is pretty cool. And it shows you how you can use that in the course of playing the game. If you're a tank, well, you know what you can do? You can cast a spell, and it brings all of those ranged weapons right inside your damage area. And now as a tank, you know that you've got this amazingly cool ability to get those nasty ranged people out of your way. It's wonderful. And that's a differentiator that gets people to download and try the game. So think about your game. Why did you need to make your game? Probably not because you thought the world needed one more Match 3 game. Probably because you had a really cool idea for an awesome game that was different and exciting and new. Are you showing that to your customers? Are you annotating the video like we just saw so that they see what is unique and different and new about your game? If you do that, you're going to see the kinds of lift and conversion that I showed you up here on the screen. So it's also important to have a description. And the description kind of is a reflection of the kind of attitude that you have in your game. Some of the games are kind of cheeky, they're sarcastic, they're a little bit edgy. The product description should be playful. It should be a little bit teasing. If you've got a product that is just a serious hardcore, it's a hardcore, massive multimedia, massive multiplayer game, then you might want to talk about that. Most of the app stores are going to go ahead and scrape the product description for keywords. So don't be afraid to use keywords in your product description, but please do not just fill your product description full of keywords. If it's not human readable, you actually lose conversion. And this is particularly important if you're kind of on that back to premium wave of games. If you're really thinking about releasing a premium game, people read these things and they look at reviews. So make sure you do a good job. I mean, the product description really is kind of your app's dating profile. So if you've got a premium game, read your product description. Would you take it home with you? I don't know, would you? So think about that. Okay, that's a fair amount of data to kind of throw at you. So first of all, we're going to talk about the things not to do. Don't be a jerk. There are always going to be jerks out there trying to get away with writing games that aren't unique and stealing celebrity likenesses and writing bots for their own reviews. You get caught. When you get caught, you get kicked out of the App Store, and then you're not making any money at all, which is not what you had in mind. So you got to do things the right way. And to do things the right way, remember, your job is to showcase the unique value, that unique selling point that is probably the reason that you wrote your game. Don't be afraid to spell it out for the user. When you have a screenshot that shows a unique, cool part of your game or unique part, say what the user is seeing. When you have a video, tell the user what they're watching and why it's cool and why it's unique. That's going to be really important moving forward. So go ahead and do those things. I'm glad you're taking pictures of this. And while that's a lot of data, we do have everything that I've talked about here captured in this book, The Developer's Guide to the Amazon App Store. You can go to this bit.ly URL to get a free PDF of the book, or what you can do is you can go across to the Appodeal booth. The Appstore booth has a stack of these books, and they're actually signed copies of the book. So if you go to the Appstore booth after the presentation, you can go ahead and get one of these books, hard copy, and if you forgot to take pictures of the slides and the numbers, well, some of that will be in the book, and that'll be really kind of cool to take home with you. So if you want to continue the conversation with me, I'd be happy to. Here's how you find me. And again, these two bit.ly addresses are pretty cool. So go ahead and take a picture of those. And I would love to actually answer a lot of your questions outside the hall so that we can get the hall set up for the next speaker. Guys, thank you very much for your time. I appreciate it.